Welcome to MEDP's annual McMinnovation Awards. We're excited to celebrate innovation, leadership, and community here in McMinnville. Since 2007, MEDP has recognized companies and individuals who make a significant contribution to our local economy. And today, we're happy to continue this tradition with you. We're also pleased to be hosted by Linfield University. And to help us kick off this celebration, please join me in welcoming new Linfield University President, Dr. Mark Fleggin.
Thank you, Patty, and welcome to Linfield, everyone. I was just talking to Dwayne Pace, and we were discussing how long we get to use the new guy label. I'm just over my third month here at Linfield, new to McMinnville, learning a lot, so thank you for being here. I just want to share a couple remarks so we get started with the McMinnovation Awards, which I think is just a great term. Welcome. We're delighted to be hosting the event. Thank you to Joseph and his team. MEDP is a valued partner, and we recognize that McMinnville's growth and our growth are tied together. So thank you for being a part of Linfield. We have a deep commitment to Linfield and the Mid-Willamette Valley. We're proud to help support and drive tourism and support the local business community. And we are fortunate to have thousands of visitors each year from prospective students, parents, and alumni for events like Homecoming. We were interviewed Homecoming last weekend. All right. So we picked up a win. I shared with everybody. Dave was there. I've shared with people the Linfield football streak will not end. We're delighted with the programming we've collaborated with MEDP on, our Entrepreneur Support Program, which we are rebranding as the Linfield Launch Lab, which pairs business faculty members as coaches and mentors for entrepreneurs, and hosting the Mid-Valley Launch, which is an annual boot camp conference for our local entrepreneurs. We are beginning our own strategic plan process. I'm engaging our faculty, staff, students, alumni, external stakeholders in a strategic visioning process. And so as I learn and grow and evolve, I hope to be in contact with many of you on understanding what McMinnville needs and what Linfield can do to support all of you in your work. So thank you for being here. Enjoy the afternoon. I will hand off back to Patty. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you, President Fleggin. And this year, we're especially honored to have our 2024 award winners here to present the awards to this year. This symbolizes the continuity of growth and leadership and innovation in our community. And before we dive in, we'd like to take a little bit of time to thank our investors and partners. So first off, MEDP, our founding partners are the City of McMinnville. Thank you so much. McMinnville Water and Light and McMinnville Industrial Promotions. They are the founding members, and they provide sustaining funding that helps keep our organization running. Also, we'd like to thank our investors, many of the companies that are here today, Hello Care and Cutting Edge Metals and First Fed and Citizens Bank and all the great investors that help fund our work. I'd like to take a time to introduce our board of directors, and so if you're here, if you could please stand. First off, we have John Dietz, who is our board chair. John has served on the board for 7 years, and he contributes on the Economic Vitality Leadership Council and the Yamhill Regional Water Authority. Next is Heather Richards. She is the Community Development Director for the City of McMinnville. She's been on the board for 9 years, and she also contributes to the McMinnville Downtown Association, state boards, and she's passionate about creating local job opportunities. She couldn't be here today. She is at the Oregon Planning Conference, so Heather's sending her best from there. Next up, we've got Teresa Smith. Welcome. Teresa is Vice President and Commercial Loan Officer at Citizens Bank, serving on the board for 8 years. And she's also involved, it's really what board is Teresa not involved in? She's involved in so much in our community. She is the vice president of McMinnville Industrial Promotions, Visit McMinnville, Rotary. She founded Community Home Builders, which is an amazing organization that helps build affordable housing across Yamhill County. Her work in commercial lending and helps businesses grow. There's so many businesses that Teresa has touched that have just made our community so much stronger. So thanks for being there. Then our next board member is Mike Morris. And did I mention Mike Morris? If anybody was here last year, they know that I forgot to introduce Mike Morris last year, so I'm not forgetting this year. Mike Morris.
Neither am I.
Mike is a lifelong McMinnville resident and has served on the chamber board for 5 years, or on our board for 5 years, and he's also been the chair of the chamber board. He also operated Morris Carpet Cleaning for nearly 3 decades and built a career in commercial real estate with Millard Consulting Group. And he remains deeply involved in our community, volunteering. I could go on and on and on. I should. Thank you, Mike. Our next and newest board member is Lori Robertson. Lori's been on the board for a year now, and she's been working with MEDP long before she was a board member. She is the founder of Cutting Edge Metals that started in Buns Village. She met with Heather in November of 2021, and that launched into her business. She has a passion for aerospace development and connecting the community to the Pacific Northwest Aerospace Alliance events, networking, and partners. So thank you, Lori. And now for the staff, MEDP staff, Heather Hadley Blake. Okay, Heather has been with the organization since 2015, 10 years. She has been with MEDP, longer than all of our board members and me and all of us. So she's been here a long time. I was joking with somebody earlier, Anna, that Heather's got me trained after 4 years on the job here. she got me going. She leads workforce initiatives. She supports Launch Mid-Valley, serves on numerous community boards, including the Workforce Integration Network, Oregon Works, the McMinnville High School committees. She's very passionate about economic development. And if you want to get connected to somebody, you got to talk to Heather, and she will get you connected to the resources that you need. And she does that all to support local business. That's one thing from the time I got here, Heather, she is a staunch advocate for buying local. And that's always in the back of my mind whenever I go to purchase something is where can I buy it local? So thanks Heather for all you've done for MEDP and for 10 years, yay. And lastly, I'm Patty Herzog, I'm the executive director. I'm proud to work with this team and support the incredible businesses that drive our success here in McMinnville. I want to thank the board and the staff for your dedication and hard work. So thanks for all you do. All right, we've got lots to cover. Heather and I tried to pare it down, but there's just so much that's been going on. So we're going to kick things off with a little bit of our annual report. So if you'd like to learn more, we have a link to the full annual report with much more detail to look at and dig into. You can look at the links and source information, but let's get going. Start with our vision, mission, and values. This isn't changed. We're still looking to be the community trusted resource partner. We want to look at intentional growth for McMinnville, right sizing it for our community, being connected and adaptable to changes. And all of our work is towards creating great living wage jobs. We do this work around 4 strategic priority areas, and our report is set up around these things. Business retention and expansion, that's the cornerstone of economic development. Workforce development, making sure employers have the trained and skilled workforce that they need. Business attraction, landing new companies here, growing companies within. and our innovation development and entrepreneurial support. A little bit about our budget. I mentioned our founding partners, Water and Light, the city, and McMinnville Industrial Promotions. They make up the bulk of our funding for our organization. The $12,000 that you see on the top, that's what we get from our Investor Circle contribution. A little bit down this year, but we understand. It's headwinds in front of business right now, and there's been some changes. So we appreciate those that have stepped up. And yeah, it's 2 full-time staff. That's what we've got. This year, we had some budget challenges, and so we want to give our heartfelt thanks to those that stepped up to give us letters of support, who talked to the city budget committee members and the city council to advocate for the work that we do. Special thanks to the chamber who sent this out to their members, and we really appreciate the support behind the work that we do. So the work that we do is a team effort. It takes all of us doing this. We collaborate with businesses, educators, government, and resource partners. And this is all to build a more resilient economy for today and tomorrow. You might remember this from a few years back. This is the economic development landscape, and it's grown over the years. So this diagram gets changed year after year. And you'll notice what's in the center driving all of this activity is the business community. So we have our city partners with the Chamber, Downtown Association, Visit McMinnville, the core, what you might have heard called the stable table over the years. We do this work to drive forward a plan called MacTown 2032 Economic Development Plan, because there's 2. Make sure you look at the economic development one. That's the one we work on. And with these other partners, Urban Renewal Advisory Agency, and the city this year has hired a full-time city manager, a full-time airport manager, And the airport manager is really going to take a look at economic development and how we can build on the asset that we have out there. Our regional and county partners have grown here as well. So Yamhill County, we've got Joya Goodrum. As Commissioner Johnston says, white glove experience for businesses in Yamhill County. And so our partner at Yamhill County, our partner with SEDCOR through Launch Mid-Valley and Noreen and Eric's work at SEDCOR, and then the Council of Governments, and then Business Oregon. And if you haven't met Arthur, you need to know Arthur Shaput from Business Oregon, our regional development officer. He is amazing. He has done incredible things for the businesses in our community. We can't thank you enough, Arthur. Yeah. And then our other resource partners, Linfield, the Small Business Development Center, Beth and Brad from the Small Business Development Center, Chemeketa, Russell and Paul. Chemeketa's amazing facility and supports our work. The school district and Willamette Workforce Partnership. This is the connected network. What's new on this slide here is you'll see Yamhill County Alliance. What we're trying to do for businesses right now is coordinate our work better so we can serve you better. And that takes getting around a table and figuring out how to do that. So a little bit of time there, but I think it's important to get that information. Another big piece of our success in McMinnville that other communities do not have is called McMinnville Industrial Promotions. I don't think enough people know, and some of the MIP board members probably need some reminding of the incredible work that they've done over the years. 72 years of economic development, business development here in McMinnville. I don't know that many people know this, but they were the first industrial development company in the Pacific Northwest to qualify for an SBA funds to build the industrial park that we have right now. It's incredible work. They did a campaign called 9 in 69. They landed 9 companies here. 2 of those you may know: Radius Recycling, Cascade Steel, the steel mill. That's because of MIP. Skyline Champion Homes, that's because of MIP. Back In 1983, they got $770,000 to do that infrastructure with the city for the industrial park.
Recording stopped.
Okay. Enough said that. These are the board members. One of the things that I think is so important here, this is a for-profit corporation with a volunteer board. Those names that you see up there are business leaders in our community that volunteer their time to do this work. And the major shareholder of MIP is the McMinnville Area Community Foundation. I like to say they were benefit corporation before people knew what a benefit corporation was. This is where it originated. So I'm really proud of the work that MIP does and proud to have them as a funding partner in the work that they've done. Let's look at some of the data, what we've got. So Heather and I dug into things and we've got some numbers to share with you. This is the state of our economy right now, based on the information that we have available at our fingertips. One thing to note on here is the median household income has kicked up. Last year, you might remember it was $68,000. This year it's $70,000. That's a good trend. We're seeing wages increase, so that's really positive. We've got $1.7 billion in revenue from the companies that are operating here, so some really good. You're going to hear this again, but the other number to look at up there is 68% of the businesses that we have in our community have 1 to 4 employees. So when you think about the work that the chamber is doing on the insurance association, think about that. Most of these companies are 1 to 4 employees, and that is going to be such a critical service to them. Let's look at what the economic drivers are in our economy. So you can see retail has dipped a little bit from last year. The lighter color bar on the left-hand side there, that's the 2024 number. The darker one is this year. Number 2 is in our largest revenue impact is manufacturing. This is why MEDP focuses on manufacturing. And Unidos Virgin Communities is also working on helping manufacturers with the next generation of workforce and emerging workforce through the Level Up program. And Salma, thanks for all the work that you do. So a little bit about that business breakdown. You can see here, these are the top industry sectors by NAICS code. That's how the federal government organizes the number of businesses out there. In the top 8, we've got about 1,100 businesses in our community here. One thing to note on there is that we don't have a business license in McMinnville, so we're coming at this through the numbers that are reported to the employment department and other ways that we can kind of back into this. So why do we focus on manufacturing? Well, a little bit of information here about the importance of it, and it really points to the slide that you see there, the little graphic. If you were to increase manufacturing by 10% in Oregon, it's going to have a $7 billion annual increase. And in a state where 80% of our state revenues come from sales tax, or excuse me, that was Nevada, from income tax, the more jobs we have that are coming in at a higher wage, that means more revenue into the state. It's a fulfilling circle. So we have to support that, and that's why we focus on manufacturing jobs. Let's get into a little bit at the local level here in McMinnville. You can see that our business, we call it BR&E and A activity. We've consulted with roughly about 280 businesses between Heather and myself. That's a rough calculation. We're not data scientists, but we're doing our best to calculate that. You'll notice our business leads are a little bit down, about half of what they were yesterday. Keep in mind, this is probably due in part that we've had an election cycle, and that tends to create instability in the market. And what do people do? They hunker down. They just try to keep their business moving forward. On the other side there, the $12.6 million, that's a cumulative number. Heather's done an amazing job over 10 years of working with Arthur at Business Oregon to keep track of the dollars that companies have received in our community. So keeping that cumulative number running. Sometimes we don't notice the changes over time. So wanted to show you some of the things that have happened over the year. Just in the last 10 months, in the last year since we came together, Ether Form has their building completely built out, ready to go. Build a couple more buildings on their property. We've got MIP worked with Empower to move into the Betty Lou's facility and clean it up, make some tenant improvements there, and it's now being used by Empower. Empower's business has grown 85,000 square feet addition onto that property. Just beautiful over there on Booth Bend. And then Haworth has built a new facility right next to where Empower's warehouse is. We've held many business support events, and again, we do these in partnership. This year we have our quarterly business leader forums, which we did with the Chamber of Commerce, and John and I organized those and put them together with the team at Chemeketa, which was very helpful. And we also had great support from First Fed for those. When Mayor Morris took office in 2025, we kicked off and brought back the VIP tours with Mayor Morris. And just in the short time that, well, everybody knows the mayor is really going after it. In the short time that she's been in office, we have attended tours in these locations and brought our community partners along to see that journey. I mentioned earlier, one of our board members, Lori Robertson, had talked about Pacific Northwest Aerospace Alliance. These are a couple of the events that we held out at the Northwest UAV campus. They have several businesses out there. And then we've done some legislative partner engagement opportunities as well. Workforce, cornerstone of what we do. Again, you'll see that business size, this big green slice of the pie is that 1 to 4 employees. It makes up the majority. The next largest is 5 to 9 employees. So we're talking very, very small businesses. Top 10 industries by wages. This changes it a bit. So healthcare and social assistance is the top. And then we have manufacturing as the number 2 when we look at wages. Retail coming in at number 3 there. This slide is really interesting. So we talked about how our median household income has increased to $70,000, up $2,000. One thing to note on here is that the median household expenditures are now at $94,000. So while wages are increasing, we're also seeing that folks have a lot of burden. A lot of that comes around housing costs, but we also know the cost of goods are also going up as well. This is also interesting. The number of folks that are coming in and out of our community is pretty balanced as far as the workforce goes. And yeah, looks good there. We grow our own workforce here. And we've done a lot of that work in concert with the Workforce Integration Network, which many of you are a part of. Willamette Valley Medical Center, and Cindy and Anna House has been amazing to work with. We've done several paid internship programs through the hospital and Anna's work. And you can see that work here. Part of that is paid for through the city of McMinnville's ARPA dollars. So we are nearing the end. This grant was awarded by the city to MEDP in February 23. And I was talking to Anna earlier, we're closing it out at the end of this year. So by December of 2025, this grant will be closed. And you can see the amount of work that's been done behind this. 24 paid internships at the hospital, a hospitality hiring event, skilled trade mentorship program with the high school, workforce development tools, equity and cultural training, and collaboration with our industry partners as well. Business attraction side, The MEDP board has set these as the target for what we want to look for in attracting new companies to our community. High wage, high density jobs. We look at, is a company bringing in 7 to 11 jobs per acre? And leadership that engages with the community. Sorry about that. So most of our leads come from the state of Oregon. Business Oregon gets leads from companies and we follow up on those and find good fits for them. The industries that we're focused on are advanced manufacturing, aerospace, aviation, biomedical, research and development, and sustainability and tech. You might have heard about the city of McMinnville's work on the Innovation Campus. Councilor Chenoweth has been a strong advocate of this program from the very beginning. And we're really proud of the work that the city has done in developing the marketing for this site and coming up with some planned alternatives for it. So really looking forward to this becoming a great asset for our community. Some other site opportunities, mentioned the airport, and the county is selling a huge piece of property right in downtown. That's going to be an amazing opportunity. I mentioned Barnes Holdings has phase 2 of what they're working on. MIP 26, they're working on a road to put in there and develop that into an more industrial development. And then the Rivergate 28. We also hold attraction events. We don't have a budget to go out and visit companies, so instead, we came up with the idea of doing an attraction event. And one of those was around sustainability called the Sprout Summit, and the other was through PNAA with our board member, Lori Robertson. Innovation and entrepreneurship. We're business farmers, that's the way I like to put it, and our partners at Secor were awarded the Business Oregon Regional Innovation Hub. And they are working into the next 2-year cycle for that funding. You can see a whole list of advisory partners. We work with our local partners here, but Secor is bringing that to a regional level, and we're super excited to have the Linfield Launch Lab as a part of this work as well. You can see some of the fun events that we've had here locally, and about 229 folks attending those events. We've had the quarterly business forums, our annual events, industry tours, our workforce integration network meets monthly. All total, we have about 800 folks attending our events. It takes a lot of work behind the scenes, so a lot of phone calls, follow-ups, and connections there. A little bit of the companies that we work for. How we doing? A little behind. So now it's time, as I flip back to the script, to move into our awards program. These awards recognize the exceptional achievement of companies and individuals who are making a real impact in McMinnville. Let's begin by honoring our first category. And please welcome 2024 winner Shayla Wolf-Howell, Vice President of Operations at Empower, to present the McMinnville Maker of the Year Award.
Thanks for that, Patty. Well, hello everyone and welcome to the McMinnville McMinnovation Award winners. Annual lunch, dinner, not really sure what we call this, pre-evening meal. So our first award today is for the Maker of the Year. So celebrating a company that has shown excellence, innovation, and growth over the past year. I'm thrilled to present this year's award to a bioscience company located right here in McMinnville, one that I and Empower am now proud to call a neighbor, Precision Analytical. founded by Mark Newman, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Tyson? Andy Tyson, it's spelled a little different. They're the founders of the Dutch test, a groundbreaking hormone diagnostic tool that combines at-home convenience with advanced laboratory analysis. The Dutch test is enabling healthcare providers to identify underlying and often, unfortunately, undiagnosed complex hormonal issues. Sorry, I get a little nervous, so. It enables our healthcare providers to deliver more precise, effective, and personalized care. Since 2012, Precision Analytical has grown from a small startup to a global leader in hormone diagnostics, creating 130 meaningful jobs, advancing innovation, and strengthening our local community. Unfortunately, they're not here today, but they have a video. So please join us in congratulating them in the McMinnville Maker of the Year Award.
I want to do a little bit. Thanks for your patience here.
We know he appreciates it.
So sorry about the technical difficulties. Not my, that is not my forte there. Thanks for your patience. This will be available on our website, so I encourage everybody to go and check that out once we post it. All right. And then, okay, I'll do the next introduction here. So next up, we have, oh, there he is. Ozzy is going to present the Innovator of the Year Award. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here. Next, we have our Innovator of the Year Award, recognizing a company that is redefining what's possible in technology, sustainability, and operations. It's my honor to present the 2025 Innovator of the Year Award to Chris Barnes of Etherform. Chris has grown Etherform into a leader in advanced engineering and manufacturing. The company specializes in high performance and real-time processing systems, composite part and mold manufacturing, aerospace engineering, and printed circuit board design, spanning software engineering, signal processing, electronics, and systems integration, and UAS development. That is a lot. Committed to growing the local workforce, Etherform was a McMinnville Works host site and has hired past participants, including engineers and computer scientists. Their innovation has also been recognized with significant awards. Business Oregon provided $150,000 to help the company achieve CMMC Level 2 certification and a $100,000 SBIR matching grant through Business Oregon and the Oregon Innovation Council. That supports turning cutting-edge research into real-world products, including breakthrough and radio frequency environment simulation technology. For pushing boundaries, advancing technology, and making a real impact on our community, proudly present the 2025 Innovator of the Year Award to Chris Barnes and the entire Etherform team. you want to say a couple words? After that, you get it.
Well, I'm gonna work on echoing myself. So I have 2 microphones. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate this very much. And yeah, we've been around for a few years, working very hard. And I realize most people probably don't know what we do here, and I hope by next year people have a better idea so we have something more to show. But yeah, working in the software industry is challenging because nobody actually gets to see what you do very much. But we've been working now, I think, for about 2 years on UAS system, a flying drone, sorry. And yeah, those are much more compelling and interesting systems. So you'll be able to see and understand that much more. So hopefully we have that so you guys can see that next year. So, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. And next up, we have Lori Robertson presenting Startup of the Year.
Good afternoon. Thanks for being here. So I have the opportunity to do the Startup of the Year. I was 2023 Startup of the Year. Lori Robertson, Cutting Edge Metals, owner, founder, and also on the board for the MEDP. This startup, I recall being at the coffee startup meeting at Linfield. I think it was 2.5 years ago. And I was sitting across the table from this lovely young lady, and she had a little tube in front of her, and she didn't say a word. But when she spoke, I could tell that she knew what she wanted to do, and she had intention, and she was going to be relentless. And I am so honored to be able to introduce, unfortunately she can't be here, Caitlin Gray. She is the 2025 winner, and she is with Pure Light Botanical Beauty. And she has built an amazing brand with natural plant-based skincare and beauty products that are as thoughtful as they are beautiful. She's been inspiring our local entrepreneurial community from day one. Fun fact, Pure Light is celebrating its 2-year birthday this year. Caitlin can't join us in person tonight. She is off in New York promoting her product and her expertise at the inaugural Beauty in New York. But she did record a message that we're not going to watch, but it's going to be but it's going to be available on the MEDP website if you would like to watch it. Oh wait, she's going to try. I guess we're going to try to watch it. This is going to be fun. All right. Just kidding, but please, would you give me a big round of applause for Caitlin? I know she inspires me at such a young age to keep on going. If she can do it, so can I. All right. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next person that's coming up. It's going to be Anna Hiltz, and she is going to be presenting the Workforce Partnership of the Year Award. Anna.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Anna Hiltz. I work at Willamette Valley Medical Center. It's a pleasure to be here to celebrate the people shaping our community. The Workforce Partnership of the Year Award recognizes an individual or organization making a meaningful impact on workforce development in McMinnville. I'm honored to present the 2025 award to Dr. Lauren Berg of McMinnville Schools. Lauren began her career in the district as a teacher and is currently serving as interim director of curriculum instruction and assessment. As a founding member of the Workforce Integration Network, Lauren helped create pathways connecting students with real-world experience and mentorship. She led the McMinnville Water and Light project the Skilled Trades Mentorship Program, the Hospitality Pathway, the state's only program of its kind, the new Cosmetology Pathway. Lauren is also part of the WIN Task Force, working on a manufacturing exploration experience that's happening next month. But what really sets Lauren apart is her passion for the next generation. She's not just preparing students for graduation, she's giving them a step up in life. Thanks to her leadership, many students will leave high school with certifications in hand and the ability to step directly into skilled trades. That's not just workforce development, that's life development. And let's be honest, if Lauren had her way, half the town would be staffed by high school grads who could fix your plumbing, style your hair, and whip up a 5-star hotel experience all before they turn 19. Thanks to her dedication, McMinnville students have gained hands-on opportunities that prepare them to thrive in the workplace. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Lauren Berg, the 2025 Workforce Partnership of the Year.
Oh, wow. I am a super lucky person. I've spent 20 years in education in this community, and I get to do the best job in the world because I get to help our young people learn and grow and become the leaders of the future and lead our community. I think of every young person that I see, I think they're going to be in charge one day when I'm old, so I really want them to do well. When I got into this role 3 years ago at the district office, and was charged with really bringing forward the opportunities to have connection with community. I was asking around, like, where do I go? How do I start these connections? And I got Patty's name and Heather's name, and they said, everybody that I talked to said, just contact them. So I did, and that is where all this has come from. This is a shared experience, and about half of the people in this room have been a part of all those projects that Anna named, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys and the opportunities that you helped me bring to our children and allow them to become part of this community. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Russell Jones will present the Board of Directors Outstanding Partner of the Year.
Well, thank you, Anna, and good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to present the Board of Directors Partner of the Year Award, which recognizes a partner who has gone above and beyond in their collaboration with the McMinnville Economic Development Partnership and our community. This year, we honor Anya Taylor of Kinesis. I'll stop for the applause. There we go. I was watching all y'all applaud after the name, so I was giving myself that pause. Anya has been a steadfast supporter of McMinnville businesses for many years, advising and highlighting McMinnville companies like Solid Form Fabrication, Hello Care, and Solid Carbon through the Kinesis Catalyst Summit. In addition to her work with individual businesses, Anya led the year-long development of the Sprout Summit, uniting nonprofits, government, and businesses to strengthen our economy, champion McMinnville as a circular city, and showcase it as a hub for innovative, sustainable-driven companies. Her commitment, expertise, and dedication to the community exemplify the spirit of partnership that drives McMinnville forward. Please join me once again in congratulating Anya Taylor and Kinesis on the well-deserved recognition as our Board of Directors Partner of the Year.
Yeah, thank you all so much. This is a great honor. Kinesis has been working in McMinnville with McMinnville companies for a very long time, and I'm very humbled and very grateful to accept this award on behalf of everybody. You have a great community here. Yeah, I run Kinesis. We're up in Portland. We've been around for about 25 years, and we work with business owners on innovation, creativity, and growth. And so I thought I'd take this opportunity to share some of the things we've learned, which are really like 3 things mainly, and how to create a exciting environment and an innovative environment for businesses where you can grow. And so the first one is community, and I think this is really a city where people exemplify that, where people come together to make new things happen. See this today, and yeah, Patty, you've been like bringing folks together. Heather, like we've been working together for a long time, so I'm very, very proud of that. The second one is open-minded curiosity. I was sitting across from a leader last week who, leads a $100 million company in the area, and who, during a mission, vision, and values exercise was very quiet. And I said, hey, what's going on? Like, why are you not saying anything? And he said, well, I'm disagreeing with some of this. And so when that happens, I know that I need to listen, and I need to be quiet. And I think we all could do a lot more of that, listening to one another. The third part is confidence. So obviously that person had a lot of confidence. He's very successful, and he's able to step back and not press his opinion on people. So confidence in the way of, being able to take risks, being okay with being wrong, all of those things. And I think, especially us at the Sprout Summit, Ramsey is here, Remy, Patty, Heather, Adam, Charlene, Samantha, Olivia, I know from getting some people, but we all did that. We took a risk. We built something very new that hasn't been done before. And from my perspective, like in McMinnville, there's a lot of that spirit. So I'm very grateful to be honored here and in this community of a lot of innovative thinkers. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Anya. Next, please welcome Mike Morris to present the Business Leader of the Year Award.
So traditionally, our previous year's winner would be presenting this award, but Kelly McDonald is not here. So I am your halftime entertainment. My name is Bad Bunny, and I will be presenting the award today. Clearly, I've gone way off script already, and Patty is cringing immensely. Please know that I am honored on two levels today. One is to do this in place of Kelly McDonald, who's been a valuable and continues to be a valuable leader in this community. And the second honor is certainly presenting this award, Business Leader of the Year, to my friend Carson Benner. So today I was sitting in my office on one of those social media platforms called Facebook, and popped up in front, this is way off script, and popped up in front of me was an ad that was one of those sponsored things from Carson's company. And it was a video, and I clicked on it, and it was a video image of Carson, one of his project managers, and Bonnie, who works in the company. They were standing at this job site, and Carson had on a hard hat. And I don't have the sound playing, but I'm thinking to myself, why is it that Carson is on the job site and the only one that has a hard hat on? And I hope OSHA doesn't see this video somewhere down the road. And I think to myself, maybe there's more to this video. So I go ahead and I turn on the sound, and come to find out, Carson and his staff, they're talking about sustainability and the environment and climate change. And I come to realize that the reason Carson has the hard hat on is to protect his head from sunburn. So, just to be clear. Back to the script. So the Kelly McDonald Business Leader of the Year Award honors someone in the traded sector business community who leads with innovation, integrity, and a commitment to both workforce development and community. Carson has built a reputation for excellence in construction, but what truly sets him apart is his dedication to McMinnville. He has served on the school board for 8 years, and before that spent over a decade on the budget committee, a facilities task force, and the McMinnville Educational Foundation. He has been deeply involved in workforce and career development, supporting McMinnville's works, helping produce a video on careers in construction, and leading the Economic Vitality Leadership Council's support of the Noble Grant, a $750,000 state ARPA program managed by the city to fund workforce development, recruitment, training, and business resilience. His efforts have helped create business assistance grants, coordinated sustainable local workforce programs, and launched a bilingual business training and mentorship program. I have the honor of serving on that committee with Carson, and Carson is an amazing leader and always knows when to ask the right question and when to follow up on that question. Carson and his wife have devoted years to the Kids on the Block fundraiser, making a meaningful difference in the lives of countless young people in McMinnville. Carson just doesn't talk about leadership. He shows up, listens, and gets things done. Carson, thank you for your dedication, your service, and all the ways you make McMinnville stronger. Please join me in congratulating Carson Benner, our 2025 Kelly McDonald Business Leader. And my friend.
Oh. This is tough because I was really excited to see Kelly, but
Me too.
when we started Cellar Ridge, we got an opportunity to work with Kelly on revitalizing the granary district, and halfway through every day, he would leave to go to a committee meeting. He never met a committee with an acronym that he didn't want to be part of. And not only did he want to be part of it, but he wanted to contribute in a meaningful way. And I thought, when I grow up, I want to be like Kelly. And so it's a great honor. And it's so amazing to be in a room with so many powerful people who want to make McMinnville better. And I think that's why we do what we do. Thank you.
Thanks, Carson. And next up will be John Dietz to present the Distinguished Service Economic Vitality Award. John Dietz.
So we've had the comedy relief. So this year, it's my pleasure to give the Distinguished Service Award for Economic Vitality Leadership Award, essentially. But before I say anything, I want to just kind of set a little bit of the stage here. How many people here actually live in McMinnville? Raise your hand. Okay. So those are the fortunate ones, because your water and electric rates, if you go to the PGE service territory around us, are double what they are here. That is something that is very unique in this state. There's only 4 entities like us in Oregon that have a charter that has the mayor and a separate board that serves at for the utility, electric and water utility. McMinnville Water and Light has been around since 1889. We're the oldest electric and water utility in the state of Oregon. And what has happened here over those years is there has been a huge vision of making sure people have clean water and they have reliable power. Those are done because there's people like this year's recipient that have dedicated their time to that. This year's recipient has put in 41 years, I believe it's right, 41? No, it might be 42. 42 years on the Water and Light Commission, 24 as mayor, because the mayor serves as the chair of the commission, as our current mayor knows, but then also another 17 years as a Water and Light Commissioner. So I would like to bring up Ed Gormley, this year's recipient, and my friend. Very well deserved.
Interesting, when Patty sent an email, I responded to it saying, "This is a joke." I copied you on that,
Yes,
thinking
you did.
you went dead on me.
Yep.
He said, "Oh, no joke." And I forget where we were. I think we might have been in Vancouver, BC, with my sister, and was like, well, I can't talk about this right now. Anyway, again, thank you. John, thank you so much. It's an honor, and it's been my blessing to be able to serve our community like this, and have you all be supportive of that for decades, supporting our business and things like that, which made it easy for me to be able to be a volunteer involved in a bunch of things. But I want to take you back a little bit to tell you how we kind of got here to this organization. When I was elected mayor, one of my goals, having grown up here in McMinnville, was to try and bring more business. And you bring good family wage jobs and things like that. We were watching the timber industry die in the 50s and 60s and stuff. And so within a few months, I found out real quick that, or I should say within the first couple of years being mayor, found out real quick that forget about trying to bring business in, you better hang on to what the heck you got. And business retention became a word that wasn't really used in a lot of the discussion that we'd had. But what really brought that on was the sale of Cascade Steel by the Klingers to the Schnitzers. You know, that kind of went seamless initially and stuff. We didn't pay too much attention to it. Water and Light. And David Hagerberg, where are you at? I need to tell you that this guy and I were locked at the hip for years. I mean, you were our attorney up until when? 2000. Anyway, so I mean, decades of service. The guy I bring to me with a meeting is you, and we let the manager come along too. But the attorney's going to keep us out of trouble. Anyway, I'm at the office, and the receptionist comes back and says, "There's two gentlemen here, and they want to talk to you." And I said, "Well, are they salesmen?" "I don't think so. They're like in pinstripe suits." "Really?" She handed me their card. It was Gilbert Schnitzer and his brother. Doctor, again. Anyway, it's like, oh my God. They let me know that, you know, they have bought the Klingers out, and so to speak, there's a new sheriff in town. And I get basically an earful of how they're unhappy with us at Water and Light because we're making too much money. Well, that too much money was helping reflect the rates in town and stuff, but it was a really, as David remembers, it was a really touchy situation. And to show you how clever these guys were, they hired a rate specialist from Bonneville, and he went through and started tearing our bills apart for years, saying, you know, if they had this kind of margin rather than what they've got, and it, you know, it had to do with a lot of things that we worked hard on, that we shared with the community and didn't necessarily think it was our job to share with them. After all, remember, when the steel mill came to town, it eventually went broke. And that was not good for the community. We had some of our bigger businesses took a hit and they never recovered from that. Anyway, over the next couple of years, we had these meetings, and they'd show up unannounced, and got to be on a first name basis with them. And they said, you know, if we can get you guys to kind of, you know, do a different job, so to speak, than what you've been doing, we're going to keep the mill here. What do you mean keep the mill here? Well, we started investigating and found out that Millersburg had made a huge pitch to bring them, and they had cheap power from Pacific Power, and Millersburg, you know, is an industrial town, so they can give away the farm. So the Schnitzers said, if we can reach an agreement or something, we promise to bring another business to town. Well, Mort Michelson came, and he became our contact at Water and Light, our staff and that, and they promised to bring, well, it ended up being Liquid Air. So one of the most exciting moments for me was that about 3 years later, got to be there with the governor when we did the first melt after the expansion had taken place. But what a baptism for the mayor was to find out about one of the biggest employers in town was about to leave town. And anyway, so it was a really scary time. Well, let me move on. In the meantime, I had went with two gentlemen that were really fathers of our community for me growing up. One was a car dealer and one happened to publish a paper. And I would go with our city manager, and we would be like the staff, and we were told that you don't answer questions unless we tell you to. They wanted the front floor. So I watched that for several years thinking, we got a better story to tell than what they kind of do, because these 9 and 69, how many of them are still here? You know, maybe 3. So I felt really awkward and felt like, you know, we we were like a horse being held up. So eventually MIP has new leadership, comes in, totally different looking at stuff. I'm watching SEDCOR eat our lunch all the time. The state gives us these leads. We can't convert any of them because we don't have the horsepower of having tax money to support it. So along the way, Freeland Wade's general manager, Cheryl, who happened to be president of the chamber, had kind of a fact-finding mission. You'll probably remember this, out talking to all the people and stuff. So I sat down with her and, what can we do different? Well, we need to look at like giving the city a better role in economic development. And we talked about that in great detail. And from that came the proposal that money from water and light, money from the city, which we were already doing, David would figure out some unique way that we could give money to the planning department to help economic development or stuff. Anyway, the basis of MEDP came from that meeting and stuff. And I want to tell you, you have so much to be proud of. And this was our community working together that I can just, I just pinch myself because as a kid that grew up here in the 50s and 60s and watched the jobs leave town to see what you guys do and how much professional we are, and to watch the growth at MIP and the direction of MIP, it's been great. So anyway, I just want to thank you again for the award, John. It's been my pleasure to have been on the Water Light Board for all those years, and Kim Morris, our mayor, it is so nice to see the meeting be opened by someone with a big smile on their face and engaging. You've got your salesperson's face on, so thank you, Rena, right? Thank you.
While they're getting their pictures taken, I just want to recognize a few of the dignitaries that we have with us today. We're so honored to have the mayor with us, Councilor Chris Chenoweth, Dan Tukolsky. We've got Zach Gary with us, Yamhill commissioners. We've got Commissioner Kate Johnston, Mary Sarrett, and is Bubba here? Bubba King? Okay, Bubba is here. And then we also have Representative Lucetta Elmer. Rep. Elmer, you have done an amazing job, and we're just so grateful to have you as the minority leader in the House. Congratulations on your appointment. Okay. All right, and I'm going to turn it back over to John. Has a few more. We have some service recognitions we'd like to do.
Thank you, Patty. So before we wrap up, the MEDP board wants to celebrate 3 incredible colleagues, 2 board members who are moving on, and 1 amazing staff member for their dedication. So first, I would like to have Teresa Smith come up. So for those that know, Teresa will be retiring end of the month, right? Yep. From Citizens Bank, but also from our board. And so she's been great to work with. I definitely like working with Teresa. Always comes with lots of energy and smiles. So thank you very much. Cool. Can't see. Next we have another board member who is actually not here with us today, or former board member. That would be Devin Paola. Devin has, was it 5 years on the board? 3 years on the board. Been great again to work with. For those that don't know, solid form application, and we will definitely miss Devin, and I believe we have an award for Devin too, that we will get to him.
Yep.
Okay? And then finally would be, where's Heather? Come on up, Heather. So for those that don't know, Heather's our deputy director. She's been with MEDP for 10 years. I mean, I've known her the whole time. Worked with Heather, great to work with. If you need to know something, that's where you go, and absolutely a pleasure to work with. So thank you very much. Right. Thank you.
So much good news to share. We have a few more award winners. Empower was recently, was it last week, I think, was given the Community Impact Award with the Portland Business Journal. And Water and Light receives recognition for platinum level designation from the American Public Power Association. Mark Newman was one of the finalists for a Bioscience Award this year for the Oregon Life Science Bioscience Excellence Awards. And then Linfield. Oh boy. When I started looking at the list of Linfields, it's like I did not realize all of this. But I think #1 in Oregon and number 56 nationally for social mobility. I think that's one of those huge kind of theme. I think Anna said it very well about what Lauren has done for our community, and I think Linfield does the same here as well. And then Hello Care got an amazing award at the Chamber, and I think there are many others that we might have missed, but we're so proud of all the work and the company's achievements. The awards, one of the things that Heather has brought to the MEDP Awards is that these are always made by the fabrication students at the high school. And they're different every year. So this picture that you see up here, that was the award last year. And so when Heather picked them up this year, she was like, oh, these are different. So it's a surprise what the students will create each year. And so we're very grateful for their partnership as well. We have to thank Linfield for this beautiful venue. There's plenty of food to have and wine. We'd like to thank Edible Landscapes and Zero Waste McMinnville for the lovely pumpkin decorations on the table. Please leave them because they'd like them back.
Looks like they'll be perfect.
And then, again, thanks to our founding partners, our investors. This work doesn't happen without your support. And if you'd like to join our investor circle, there it is. You can join it. We do have a raffle. And so I don't know if you got to see that at the registration table, but the way this is going to be awarded is there's little, what do you call those? Drink coasters. Thank you. Not finding my words today. The coasters, if you look at the coaster and you have a star on yours, could you please stand up? Anybody have a star on their coaster? It's only one star.
Look at them.
Somebody have a star? Oh my gosh, Aurora. Oh, okay, it counts. Okay, Aurora is our winner. Want to congratulate all the winners and all of the outstanding accomplishments of your companies. This is a thrill. I'll tell you, putting together this slide deck, I was telling Heather, it's like putting together a yearbook. And it was the most inspiring and energizing, though tiring. We worked long nights to get this pulled together. But so inspiring to see the faces and the community and the impact that we have when we all come together. So thank you for being our partners. Thanks for working together. Keep going, keep moving forward. We're going to do great things in the year to come. So enjoy the rest of the afternoon and thanks for coming.